Hi, Peacock.
Good morning, or maybe 4 minutes, it'll be good afternoon.
Well, good
Good, good.
afternoonish morning, I guess. Yes, I'm so happy that we're back again. This is episode
Yes.
10. Can you believe we're on episode 10 already?
When you told me that, I'm like, we've done 10 of these already?
10. We've done 10 of these. That's amazing. We're just on fire. So,
Very
yes, so
cool.
today's episode, we're going to talk about resilience and our story. I mean, so many people ask us, how do you guys do it? I mean, we've been in business for a year, and in 1 year, we have visited 10 countries and,
Girl, 12.
oh, 12 countries, sorry.
I'm like, don't take away the last two. I know we said the 10 when we met our 1 year mark, but we count Switzerland, and then I did go to Mexico. So
That's true. So it actually is 12 countries. And we've been on social media showing people where we've been, showing pictures. So, we've been there. So I know people ask about, how did you guys do it? And we've been talking about this and we've kind of pinpointed it is that we've got resilience. It's all about resilience, about not holding yourself back or your dream or your goals, but really just to kind of move forward, right, without letting the doubt, the noise, the naysayers, anybody kind of holding you back from what you want to do. Are you think I'm on the right page here?
you're absolutely on the right page, but I even want to take it a little step further. I mean, in our conversations, we're talking about like what's the common thread? And what I kind of told you, right? Like we learned to connect the dots very early on. We've connected the dots going back all the way to our childhood. You made that picture, that visualization, like we're here and they tell us we have to be here, but no one tells us everything that has to happen to get here. And we don't wait around to look for the step one, step two. We're here, we got to go here, just aim and go, which is part of everything that we've learned throughout not only our childhood, but our career, us raising families. That's just the way we work. We don't know any other way. So I recently posted on our thing, like, shout out to everybody that has a vision, has an idea, and just creates it and makes it happen. We don't wait around for instructions. We look for mentorship, we look for guidance, but we don't need the one, two, three, but we're happy to share what it is that we've done. And there's two of us with the same mentality. So that's obviously very helpful. But it's like we're handing from one to the next. And that's the resiliency that we've had from very early on. So if anything, if nothing else, to take from your childhood, from everything that we had to do, the translating, the filling out the forms, the going, all of that was just preparing us to do what we're doing now. Does that make sense?
I agree. And I think it does have a lot to do with our childhood, A. B, the fact that you're the eldest and I'm technically an only child, oldest granddaughter. So I feel kind of like the roles that we have been playing all along in our lives have been kind of like, you just need to figure it out. And I know that when you're young, it's a lot of responsibility, but
Yeah.
now it feels like what comes natural to us now.
I was
And we
just
kind
going
of
to say
look at each
second
other
nature.
and we're like, doesn't it make sense? But we've come across a lot of people que se ahogan en un vaso de agua and they feel like they can't figure it out, right? But
But it's interesting, but I don't think people realize que se están ahogando en un vaso de agua. I don't
I,
think
it
because,
really is a
right?
life or death situation, but it's
We're
not,
like,
right?
we're like, okay, we kind of look at them like, okay, there are options and there are ways to do this. But you're right. I mean, having that we worked in a life or death environment, that's just the bottom line. There was no in between.
So you
I
remember
think
when
that
we did the podcast with Kita, and one of the things we talked about was that, and that's the Cafecito con Jefas, we talked about that she asked for advice. And we said, well, sometimes plan A doesn't work. You just got to go to plan
oh,
B
that's right.
or plan C or plan D, E, F, G, whatever it is, but you can't give up. And I think that's where
Yeah.
resilience comes through, right? Like you can't say, I tried and I can't make it anymore because
Exactly.
it's a stupid idea. My friend said it was stupid. My parents said it was stupid.
Doesn't
Whatever
matter.
your goal, your idea, your dream, and
Do
people
it.
ask us all the time, you guys are traveling the world? How do you do that? And of course, it would be beneficial for everybody to have a peacock in their life, but not everyone's so lucky. Sometimes, I mean, I
They can
started a
adopt us.
business. And they want to hire us. We're
They
available for
will.
parties. No, I'm just kidding. No. Uh, I wish I would have had a peacock when I started my business 13 years ago as an entrepreneur, as a farmer's agent.
I mean, you have to say, how our story started, I know is very unique, but I think that our uniqueness is being able to share how you connect the dots. And maybe that's what we should be sharing with people. But, before we move on, I do want to do a quick shout out to Kita because she just had her event. I know we had our schedules were already packed and we had other things that we had to do and we couldn't make it, but she had an event and I know it went really successful. I haven't had a chance to follow everything, but we were talking about her vision and how she
Yes.
wanted to do something. She made it happen. So huge kudos to Kita for just going out there and just making a huge event, a successful one, and sharing that platform with so many of, how she refers to us as jefas. So bravo, kudos.
Yes. Awesome. Yeah. Keep that. And the thing is that sometimes success is really defined in a very different way for everyone, right? So if you have an
Absolutely.
event and 25 people show up, 20 people, maybe 10 people show up, some people would be like, oh, it was a flop. No, you had 10 people show up. Next year, you're going to have 50 people show up. And the year after that's 100. Everybody has to start
100%.
somewhere,
You have to
and
start
I'm going
somewhere.
to tell you a quick story. I don't know if you remember, but when I did the kids' health fair, the first year we had a very small number of people. And the year after that, we had more and more and more. So success is if more than one person shows up, you're on the right track,
Because
right?
there's always something to learn from that event.
Yes.
So what we've done to build this business in 1 year is we've taken all of our experience, all of our skill set, and just transitioned it. I mean, heck, we already worked in an environment that was, like I said, life or death. Travel, this is no big. I don't want to minimize it because there's work involved. Obviously, there's a lot of work that goes into it. Both you and I, sometimes we're burning the midnight candle. We come up with ideas, but that's just it. Like, take everything you have and offer it. And that's what we've done is we're sharing our
Yes.
space, but more importantly is our experience so that other women, entrepreneurs know this is very possible. It doesn't, our success, Kita had, again, I have to refer to Kita because, she's got it outlined. She did that challenge, a social media challenge, right? You know how
Yes.
I feel about being on camera. Okay. Yet, here we are. Episode 10. I
No,
how,
and
right?
every time we take a picture of you, that's the times that we have the most views on our social media. So you can't tell
Yeah.
me that, you don't like to be on camera, but apparently the people like you on camera because they be just
But you know
liking
what it
you.
is? But you know what it is, Sandy, is we're real. This is what it
Yes,
is.
I agree.
Like, this is how we show up. Like, I'm not, we're recording from our home. We're dealing with construction. We're dealing with family. We're dealing with a multiple of things, but this is our reality. So I think that people connect with us from that point of view because, yeah, I would like to have a glam team every day and having someone do, make it look picture perfect and all the lighting. But this is the reality. Most of us that are doing entrepreneurship, we got to start somewhere. So, and to be honest with you, I don't know that I would do it any other way. Would you?
I agree. No, I don't think so. I mean, I like being in the comfort of my own home. We are two Gen X that are parenting our parents, right? So we've got to stay close by. We are, you're having construction done, I'm having construction done. So we've got to be home to make sure. But I just feel like this is home base. And not having to go to an office. And I think sometimes people feel like because they're not going to an office and it's not a real job. But, this is your office, whatever. It's your bedroom, you have a little space in the garage, whatever it is, that is your office. And you really got to change your mindset that this is now mine. This is my business, and I've got to succeed, and this is my office. Make it however you want. You know how they never let you do whatever you wanted in your office because whatever, they have rules that, well, this is your office. You can do whatever the hell you want. You can hang
Having
up
said
all the
that,
pictures you want, right?
exactly. Do whatever you want. I mean, but having said that, I want to segue into something that we already talked about, resiliency. What does that actually mean? And we said adaptability. And
Yeah.
so what you just described is adaptability. So in the corporate or public sector world, that's called change management, right?
Change your
We
ass
had,
into the new position.
you know, and this is what I mean. It's like we took everything we have and we've just converted it to this. And the key is adaptability. It's not going to be perfect. Do I have all the studio lighting? No, it's okay. Do I have all the pictures that I want? No, not yet. Because I literally am, and I'm not kidding, working in a corner of my bedroom today. Now, my office can change every single day. What a concept. But what people don't understand is that I could be in my kitchen with the backdrop of the street with the blinders. I could be in my yard with a nice green. Like it changes and it can do whatever I want it to do, how I want it to do. Just like you. We can do this from our last vlog. I was in Joshua Tree.
You were in
Like
Joshua Tree, yes.
we can move and adapt. There's nothing stopping us. That's the beauty of what we have, which leads to our freedom, which leads to our happiness, which means that we're fulfilling what we wanted to pursue.
It's still at an age that we can still enjoy it. And that's what, I don't want people to think that whatever dream that they have, that they can't do it, that they can't move forward, that they can't start small. And I understand we've got people that I'm the head of my household. So when I opened up Farmers, I really couldn't, I had to make money, I had to pay my mortgage. And so I think it's important that people understand that you can start small and grow
Just
and
start.
grow.
Just start. That's all.
Everything you
Just
see on
start.
social media that people have, 125,000 followers and they're making $1 million, I can promise you they didn't start yesterday. They started one day, just like everybody else, and started putting in some work. And that's what we
One
want
step.
people to encourage,
Yep.
So make it happen today because, and I'm a true believer of this, and I know you are too, Anna, but we only have one life to live. And you got to make sure that you check off all the boxes of the things that bring you happiness. Okay. Not to make
Dude,
somebody else happy.
we're on fire. Isn't that something I got to look for it because I just posted it last night. And it said, well, first of all, was the one thing that says that we respect anybody who's pulled an idea out of their brain and fully brought it to
Yeah.
life. That shit is spiritual. To know that it started as a thought and you brought it into fruition is crazy. Shout out to the ones who see it all the way through, keep creating. So that's one of our. So I'm telling you, this is like our alignment. But there's one thing that said, and going to what you're saying right now, give me a second. I hope you live a life you are proud of. And if you aren't, I hope you have the courage to start. Start today.
Yes. So I have to tell you, so, I'm wearing my proud Boyle Heights sweatshirt today because, I'm from Boyle Heights. And so, it'd be a shock to some people, but I was actually really, really cool and popular in high school. And yesterday I went to go get a massage. And I was trying to explain to the young lady that my wrist hurts because, apparently in my 50s, I'm losing my equilibrium. And so I almost slipped and fell in the damn closet trying to put on my pants. It was like a senior moment. Like it was going to be a life alert moment, girl. Yes, it was, right?
In slow motion.
So I told the girl, I'm like, mija, don't get old, okay? Because things start breaking down. She says, but you're so cute. Look at you with your nose ring. What? She looked at me like I was a stuffed little teddy bear. And she was like, but you're so cute with your nose ring. What the hell? Do I not?
She politely just told you.
So, to keep myself up to par, like I'm always practicing my moves, you know what I mean? Because one day I don't want to be like those people on TV that don't have any freaking rhythm. I got to keep it up. I got my pop locking moves. Anyways. And then there's my resilience.
If we go into pop locking, I'm going to literally lock. So that's the end of that pop. That's a no.
You know, you gotta keep it with the old and the new, and and that's what brings us, who we are, Anna. And I think that, I've met a lot of people that I've known from years ago that I look at them now, I'm like, damn, you guys are so serious. You guys are so like, oh my God, like, I mean, life is serious. I get it, but
Well,
coño,
okay,
like,
so in their defense, Sandy, okay, I'm going to say that. Okay, so that I'm going to say that I could relate to. You know me very well, and people that know me very well to be very serious, composed. I'm the one that, I'm observing, I'm not. So me breaking into this, it's like it's a different life. You don't have to be so serious. You don't have to be so composed. There's a time and a place for it. Yes. I mean,
that's who you are, though. I think that's who
no, I
you
was groomed
became.
that way. I was groomed that way. I mean,
Yes.
for what I did in the past, like that's what I had to do. And I am really damn good at it. I know for a fact that I can stand in a place and and yeah, I've gotten comments. So I know that I'm really good at it, but it's not really me. Like I like to laugh. I like to dance. I like to go out and socialize, right? Um, but it's funny because when I'm with someone else, like those, oh, like she's the quiet, like for example, perfect example. When we were recently, I was in Mexico. Everybody kept saying, "Oh my God, you're the quiet one and you're the funny one." Like me and
Your
my
sister.
sister, right? My sister's always dancing and we're like, Kathy, kind of get it together. But you know what? That's her spirit. Like, I don't want to kill her spirit.
Yeah.
But then, and I look at myself and I'm like, where's my spirit? I do have it. And once I'm relaxed and then I'm in an environment where I can, feel free, I'm good. But if you put me somewhere, it's like, and there are times where you will have to like tell me, que comiste alacranes? And it's like, I don't do it on purpose. I just have that persona. And so I'm breaking it. But you're right. You don't have to be so serious. You have to enjoy, which is what travel's giving us. We're over there laughing. Like we really are those memes that show the two people busting up because we just got kicked out of something or we did something and we can't stop laughing. Like
Yes, dude.
that does happen. That like I wish we had a camera crew to be recording us
Yeah.
because people would see.
Do you remember when we were driving back from Croatia and it was like that large thunderstorm was coming through? And we're like, oh my God, this is how it's going to end? Like, Two Peacocks Travel is going to freaking run off a freaking road and freaking end up in a ditch
Dude,
because it was so.
okay, their thunderstorms are on a whole other level. I don't think anybody here in California has ever seen those kind of
Do you
thunderstorms.
remember? I was like, oh my God. But I was like thinking, okay, this is it right here. This is how it's all going to end. But Two Peacocks,
We were
short lived
driving
Two Peacocks 1 year.
we were driving pitch black. There are no lights on their highways. Zero. Black, black, black. You can't see where you're going. You just see the road and don't veer off. And so you're driving and I'm watching this big old show on the side. I'm like, because it was like 3D.
It was
That
3D.
show was
It was crazy.
3D. It was crazy. And yet there was no rain. It was just sound and the
And the light
visual,
show. And the
the
light
light
show.
show. It was like, okay, this would be really cool if we were like at a club or something. Like I'm like, okay, this would be really cool, but this is a little scary. We're in the middle of nowhere. What happens? I don't know. We get a flat tire. The car decides to stop. We're in the middle of nowhere in a foreign country. We're like, there's no triple A here.
We'll figure it out. We always do.
We'll figure it out. I was gonna say, so that means that we need to learn how to change a tire. I have an idea. I'm sure I can figure it out. It's just let's just not get into that situation. But we would figure it out.
We will, because we're resilient. That's what we do. We figured it out. I lost my purse in Rome. And what happened? We figured it out. So this is it. Like, we have to always remember that everything has a solution, that you can manage to make whatever you want to make happen. You can make
Yep,
it happen. You do not have
absolutely.
to stay still and think that you have to have it perfect or that you need to have, all these followers. Just do it. Make your dreams come true. So, that's just a little bit of what Anna and I offer each other every single day, from my old past to now,
I
when
feel like we should
I'm
have like little confetti to show people like go have fun, go do it.
go
I'm looking
do it.
around like I don't have any confetti or anything
Me
to show.
neither. I don't have anything. No, but I think that people can probably see the confetti coming out of our heads. So, um, Yeah, because it is true. I feel that we as a team, we really do help each other out. When you're down, I'm up. When I'm up, you're down. But we have to help each other. And I know that it's hard starting a business on your own or even doing your side hustle on your own because you don't have someone pushing you, but you just sometimes have to do it to yourself. You know what I mean? You have to push yourself to be there. And we have a lot of women that we follow on our Instagram that are very, very successful who have done it on their own. And there's a lot of women who are starting from nowhere who are just really following other women to get the encouragement. And we want to be that encouragement to a lot of women and women who are starting their business or their side hustle to say, just keep on going. We're here to support you. We're here to highlight you. And so that's today's podcast was about resilience and our story, how we continue to truck on. And, we don't have any plans on stopping. So we're excited about what 2024 has to bring us.
Super excited. There's a lot of fun stuff it's planned in the works.
So
But,
tomorrow, what's going on tomorrow?
Well, I think this is super cool. We're actually going to be guests on the Latino World Traveler webinar sessions. This to me, this opportunity, I think, is just amazing. The fact that the co-founder of Latino World Travelers, offered us this opportunity to be able to share, and for us, to be on that platform is just huge because we're realizing that platform is speaking to people that are like-minded.
Yes.
And we're going to be able to share. So today we're talking about resiliency. Our webinar is going to be about what we've discovered through our travel adventures. We didn't, like you said, we didn't know exactly what we were going to do. We just had one idea and then went to the next idea. But along the way, we've discovered how many mental health benefits we found within travel. There's so many things. So we want to encourage everybody to tune in. It's at 2:00 Pacific Standard Time tomorrow. Sign up. We're going to be posting the links again on social media. But I think this is a great opportunity for people to have a glimpse of a little bit more. Today, we shared this part. There's another component to us. Our adventure has never been, what do you call it? Not steady, monotonous.
Stagnant?
It's been up and down. It has not been stagnant whatsoever, right? And so, but people don't realize how many components goes into all this. Yes, the big picture of having a business and everything, but you can't move forward with all this stuff until you get your own. I call it framework. We're not frameworks, but I call it our framework, right? We've already heard it before. You can't help someone else if you don't help yourself. It's
Absolutely.
that saying, you put the mask on first before you can help somebody else. So here we are. You're getting the real raw version of us. We've had this journey of taking care of our overall well-being. And as we're coming through on the other side is we're sharing what we've done, but that's because we've put the mask on us first.
Yes.
And now we're sharing it with others. So please, we invite you to join us tomorrow at 2 p.m. We'll put the links in the social media. Sign up. We're going to be sharing lots of gems, best tips and practices. So I'm really excited. I know you're excited, Sandy. I can't wait because we've done some podcasting, but this is our first webinar. And the fact that we're able to put this down and share it with others, like this is like awesome. And within the year.
I agree. And I think it's going to be awesome to, like you said, share, who we are, where we come from, and what we're able to offer. So we're very open-minded and we're very open in sharing. So we're not gatekeepers of information. We want success to really just flourish amongst all the women that want to open up business. So sorry, I think I'm going to cough. Oh, I'm so sorry.
You can cough. It's allowed.
So I'm so sorry. So the other thing we wanted to talk about is also our upcoming trip to Morocco. We want to encourage women to really take that leap and take that step into fulfilling your bucket list dream to go to Morocco. We're going to be going to Morocco February 11th through the 16th. And if you want to know more information about this upcoming trip, you can visit our website at www.twopeacockstravel.com. Or you can send us a message on our Instagram, or you can send us an email also, and the form is in the website as well. And then we've got some other things happening. So we are going to be announcing a Black Friday special for the summer trip for our high school graduate students. So parents out there, if you would like or have a vision of your child going abroad for 3 weeks, before they head out to college, or before they're going off to the military, whatever it is that they're going to be doing, we want you to please keep an eye out for this Black Friday rollout. It's going to be a special. We only have limited number of spots for this summer trip coming up in 2024. Anna and I do accompany the students on this trip.
Mhm.
So stay tuned for that. And then, what about the vision board, Anna?
So, all great ideas start with a vision. And we thought, after sharing what we've been through, wouldn't it be cool to have an event where we can bring women entrepreneurs, or you don't even have to be an entrepreneur. You have an idea, but you're just not quite sure how you want to carry it out. We're going to host an event that is going to give you the opportunity not only to visualize what you're going to do, but find your action steps, brainstorm with other like-minded women, and how you're going to take it forward. I promise you that it is an impactful event. This is a very much take action approach, but we're going to always make sure that we're going to take action on ourselves first before we take that next step. So we are going to be hosting an event coming up. I believe we said December, before the new year. This is all in preparation to get you ready for 2024. Whatever you've decided, whatever you've thought of, anything, we're going to help you make it happen. And so we want you guys to stay tuned for those details. We're going to be sharing. We can promise you one thing. Not only would it be something that will impact you, you're going to have fun. You're going to meet other women. And most importantly, you're going to leave feeling accomplished for yourself. So please stay tuned for those. Look out for the information. We're going to be sharing it very, very soon. If I'm not mistaken, we may start doing some little sneak peek information as soon as Black Friday gets here.
I agree. And I think it's going to be a great opportunity to connect with other women who are in search of putting together a plan for 2024. And you'll be surprised how inspirational it is to get together with other women. And then you sometimes people are a little bit intimidated by having dreams and having goals. And then when you
Because
come
they
around
sound
other
too
women,
big, but they're not.
yeah, you come over with other women, you're like, oh shoot, okay, girl, I was over here, I was talking about getting a little house, but your picture has a mansion. Okay, exactly. So thank you so much, Anna, for that. We're excited about rolling out these new and upcoming events and trips. We want to ask you to follow us on social media at two_peacocks_travel. We're also on YouTube. Every video we do, it is going to be uploaded on YouTube so you can watch the complete video. And then, of course, Anna, we are now on Apple Podcast. Yeah.
We're on actual podcast, on the
Yeah.
Apple podcast. I can't believe it.
I know, right? So we are on Apple Podcast. So go ahead and subscribe to the podcast so you can listen to us weekly and all our wise advice that we have,
I was going to say wise and wild.
Wise and wild. Yes. So thank you so much, Anna. I hope you have a wonderful day. And I look forward to having our audience reach out to us next week. Thank you. Have a
Thank
good day.
you.
Bye.
Bye.